Hey everybody, welcome to Watch Again podcast. I'm Julian.
And I'm Jeremy. We're really happy to be here today. I feel like I say that every single time. Actually.
You really do.
We're just so happy.
We normally say we're happy to be here. That's normally how it goes.
Well, because I always feel happy to be here. In fact,
always
I
happy
feel
to be with you.
Privileged and blessed to just be in the presence of you. I'll say that now.
I'm very magnanimous.
We're having one of those weird weeks, right? Where coronavirus is a thing and everyone's kind of freaking out about that in the United States. And it's one of those things where I checked to see if Contagion was on streaming. It's not.
What about oh God, I almost said Congo. It's not Congo. Was it Contagion? No, Outbreak.
The one of Jude Law.
I'm thinking of Outbreak.
Outbreak, okay.
That's the one, if we can find it, we need to watch. Maybe that one's on Crackle.
It could be. But seriously, guys, if you feel sick, stay indoors. Don't go outside. I know we like to laugh and make jokes, but
yeah.
If you're not feeling good, don't go to work. Stay home. You do your part to keep everyone safe. But you know what you can do when you're inside?
Listen
doing
to this podcast so you know what to watch.
Yeah, and we can tell you what to watch this week. So
because we're telling you what's on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO, Apple TV, Disney Plus, sometimes Crackle.
Sometimes Crackle. You know what's funny? When I was in Chicago recently, I saw an ad for Crackle on the side of a bus.
Really?
I almost took a photo and I was like, no, this can't be true.
It's so true. They had Die Hard. Their one claim to fame, they had Die Hard.
Let me tell you something about Crackle. I've only used it once.
It was to watch Die Hard.
Exactly.
That's literally, and it has ads, and it's free.
Oh man, nothing like a little bit of ads to start your free day.
Yeah.
Hulu has ads, and it's also not free. That being said, remember, Hulu is about to get bundled with a bunch of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, Hulu is like that free piece of candy you get when you go to the dentist's office.
Yep.
You go to the dentist, you don't really like the dentist, but the candy's pretty good at the end. It's decent. It's like a hard candy. Defeats the purpose of going to the dentist.
Yes.
But you know what? On the way home, it feels good to suck on sometimes. It's good.
Awkward. But didn't you watch something on Hulu this week?
I did. So you guys know how much I love Netflix, and every now and then I venture out to HBO.
Actually, it's more so you love HBO and then you venture out.
Well, as you know, you probably saw that Zendaya is doing her screening for season 2 today.
Very excited about it. I saw the clappy hands.
But here's the thing, though. I did watch a Hulu show that I'm pretty excited about, and that was a pretty good one. And this is a series that actually came to light a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But before I talk about it, I want to mention one more thing, Julian. I have to.
All right, hit it.
One Day at a Time was canceled on Netflix about a year ago.
Okay.
And it was a fantastic show that we recommended on this podcast. And we said you have to watch all 3 seasons. Told the story of a Spanish-American family living in New York at the time. It was so good. Netflix canceled it. Anyway, another service called Pop picked it up.
What the hell is Pop?
I have no idea what Pop is. But if you're watching, sponsor us.
Yeah. We'll just cover you and One Day at a Time.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. One Day at a Time released the season 4 trailer today. And they threw some shade at Netflix.
Did you decide what we're watching for movie night?
No. It's like there's nothing good on Netflix anymore.
And I'm like, whoa, shots fired. But it was so good. It's a beloved show. I loved it a lot, and I definitely miss it. But I will say, the show I watched this week that I thought was extremely good, one of the best documentaries I have seen in a while, is called Hillary.
I provoke strong opinions.
So Hillary is about the most famous Hillary in the world right now.
I know a lot of Hillarys. Which Hillary are you talking about?
But who is the most famous Hillary in the world, though?
Hillary Swank.
Hillary Rodham Clinton. She's more famous around the world than any other Hillary. She was, the former first lady. She was a lawyer. She is Secretary of State, former 2016 presidential candidate, senator of New York City, powerhouse of a woman, if you ask me, and probably one of the most controversial figures in our society to date. Hillary Clinton is one of those people who's just really smart and she does her homework and she gets shit done.
Sure.
But people don't like her for some reason. I, for the life of me, have never figured out why. But because it's not a political podcast, what I want to talk to you about is the way that Nanette Burstein, who directed this film, actually covered Hillary Clinton's life from start to finish. Hillary Clinton sat down for about 36 hours to interview for this documentary. And what they do is they tell a story of the progressive feminist movement and how it's evolved over time, and they tie it to Hillary Clinton's life.
Okay.
One of the things that Hillary did as a kid is when she was younger, she studied law, something that a lot of women wouldn't do at the time. When she went to take the LSAT, she was like, yeah, there were these guys there, because it was during the Vietnam era, and they were like, you can't fucking be here, because if you go to law school, you're going to take my spot, and I'm going to have to go to Vietnam. If I die, it's going to be your fault.
They should have just went to Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. No, she shouldn't go to Canada.
No. They should have went to Canada.
They were cowards, sure, yeah. But like, it was one of those things where it's like Hillary Clinton throughout her time has managed to break barriers, defy conventions, but I don't think her story's ever been really fully told by any one person.
Okay.
And it's easy to see that this documentary could have gone the route of like we love Hillary Clinton kind of thing, where it's like a propaganda piece.
Yeah.
But they dive into some of the most controversial decisions Secretary Clinton, Senator Clinton, Hillary Rodham Clinton as First Lady has ever made before. And she actually admits to a lot of mistakes that she sees over time that she just didn't understand. So, for example, when her husband, Bill Clinton, who was president of the United States, you know, for a time, was running for Arkansas governor the second time because he lost, he won and then was voted out of office, then won again later on.
That's right.
Hillary Clinton, during the first election, she's like, I'm not changing my name. I'm not changing anything about myself. I'm going to be this strong, independent woman who has her own career, and her husband's also governor.
Yeah.
Turns out the people of Arkansas didn't like that very much. Surprise, surprise, right? So what she did is she changed her hairstyle. She adopted her husband's last name. And she did all these things for her husband so he could win this election. And she admitted to herself that like the first time around, I just didn't understand how important this was to the people. And she felt like it was her fault her husband lost the election.
Ouch.
And the pundits say like, yeah, pretty much. You didn't pay the job of a dutiful wife. And that sucks, but that was the time period that they were in.
Yeah.
But to hear Secretary Clinton admit all these mistakes that she's made over time, or things that she didn't quite get right, from her emails, for example, where she says, you know what? I wasn't thinking about that. It's dumb. We should have gotten ahead of the story. Like, we should have made more care when we did this. She's like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
And she was just like, she was very candid about it. And I was impressed. You know, people don't like her, or they really like her. There's really no in between. But I was like, this is a pretty informative documentary about a woman who's very complicated, who has done a lot for this country, who is very accomplished, and probably one of the most accomplished women in the world right now, which is pretty insane considering she ran for president and lost the guy who's in office right now.
I'm gonna just, I can't. This is not
the thing.
A
I think
podcast.
You're gonna really like about this documentary a lot, though, is that it explores Hillary Clinton's life from start to finish. And what it does is it goes into depth about what she was feeling during impeachment, how she chose to live her life, and what impact she hopes to leave behind. So if you don't like Hillary Clinton, or you like Hillary Clinton, you're going to learn something new by watching this documentary. There are 4 episodes. Each one is a solid hour. Like, I was looking at the clock like, damn, what time is it? Because like, there's a lot in here. Doesn't feel too heavy though.
Oh, that's good.
And the other good thing about it is that, you know, they don't do it in chronological order. So I think that was really clever about this documentary. What they did is they actually they started out like when she was, you know, running for class president, you know, at her college, but also there's answers of the campaign that kind of mirror that. And also they talk about the women's movement and what that looked like for feminists at the time period too. So it actually all walks in lockstep together at one time. It's a very good documentary. It's very good. Everyone should watch it, even if you're not a Clinton fan. Take a look at it. 4 hours long, 4 episodes each. So a total of 4 hours.
That's normally how it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Hulu.
We got it.
Hulu.
He's very adamant. He's very animated. He took most of the podcast to tell you about that.
It's on Hulu. It's good.
It's on Hulu.
It's good.
It's called Hillary.
I mean, do it some justice, right?
She's what I enjoy?
One of the most important women in the world right now.
You know what I like?
It's Women's History Month, people. Come on, get with it.
That's Hulu's theme.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. They have a theme going on.
I just get it from the Apple TV screen. I was like, oh, Hillary.
You know what I like, though? That they were able to tell her story completely in 4 episodes in about an hour apiece.
Yeah.
Because that's what I really liked about the show that I watched.
Okay.
There is only 4 episodes, and they're an hour apiece, and it's on Netflix.
Wow, Netflix.
So we're going back to the other one.
Back to the basics.
Yep, back to the basics. I did some Netflix and chill because I'm trying to avoid the coronavirus.
Yeah.
By watching something that I thought was pretty tasty called Ugly Delicious.
People will find the things that are going to be delicious. Deliciousness as a whole is like a meme. It's going to find a way to survive. It brings cooking back to why you cared about it to begin with.
That's what our humanity needs to invest in, is more connection.
Without community, a restaurant is just what? Eating.
So Ugly Delicious, it's the second season. It's still following David Chang in his life. And what I really, really liked about it is it's sort of like the Chef Show.
Okay.
Except we're diving more into the story behind food, the sort of the cultural and like how things were like appropriated from other countries, and how like the last episode called Meat, they sort of follow, like, we call it a euro, or a doner, and if you're in Turkey,
or a gyro if you're really bad at pronouncing things.
Exactly. So they go on to explain, like, it started in, I think it was like Lebanon, and then the people in Lebanon were pushed out, and so then it went to Greece, and then it went to here, and then it went to there, and all these other places, which I thought was really, really interesting. So they don't just follow. It's not like a traditional recipe show.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, this is more of like a food documentary, and and I really like that that's how they approach it, because they have David Chang as the main guy, and he travels around the world with his famous friends. Aziz Ansari shows up into it for a hot minute, and by the way, his brother looks exactly like him.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's two of them right next to each other, except his brother has a little bit longer hair and a mustache. And
okay.
Like that.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, they go to India, and they go to a couple different places in India. I was just gonna say around Mumbai, but they really went everywhere. So it was kind of amazing, because they go through and they talk about how, like, when we think of Indian food, it's very generic, it's very stereotypical, and it's
tandoori chicken, naan, jasmine rice.
Exactly, and it doesn't represent what India has to offer, because it's kind of like, you go south for Southern cooking, right? You go north for salted potatoes and
French fries.
You go to Nashville for some hot chicken.
Yeah.
India is very much the same way, except that there's, a billion people that live there.
Yeah.
So everything is completely different, and it
so
could
different
change
dialects
from just like
flavors,
a mile or so.
That's insane.
So it's a really cool show. I mean, like I said, it's 4 episodes. It's about an hour long a piece. It's very much like the Chef Show, except it's more documentary, and there's a lot of F-bombs.
That's good. I mean, you know how much we love no one says that ever.
No, I did. I just thought it was really interesting that he would just be talking about this very serious topic, and they go, yeah, that's really fucked up.
Well, I think about like Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, where she's like, dancing around like,
I love her.
So good.
Oh, I love her. I bought her book. Her book
amazing.
Is so great.
I love her to death. I can't cook with a damn. I cook like 5 foods, but like she can taste.
There's like 40 pages on salt.
It's insane. Yeah.
There's literally like 40 pages on salt.
Yeah, it's amazing. But Ugly Delicious, I definitely have to watch it.
It's really good. 4 episodes long, just as long as Hillary.
Yeah, both educational. Might learn something new. You never know.
And that's what the thing I really appreciated about it is you're learning more about the culture of the food and not just the food itself.
I love
they
that.
were talking about tacos pastor, which I thought was a very Spanish, South American kind of a dish, and it's not. I think I struggling to remember where it came from, but it came from like the Middle East.
Yeah, and also like al pastor tacos have been very Americanized too, with the way we cook them in the United States.
Yeah, that was a topic that they really brought up, and because you have all these people from this very diverse cast and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, and then white people take our food and fuck it up.
Yeah, we could argue globalization. We're sharing food. I think it's so weird that we're like, yeah, we don't like immigrants, but I'm going to go downstairs to the shawarma truck and grab some good shawarma.
Yeah.
I'm just what is going on?
So that's actually another one of the topics that they bring up is they talk about, it's in the last episode. So there's the Syrian diaspora. Yeah. And he is basically saying in one of the episodes, the chef that they're interviewing, that if I can bring my food to people will understand my culture better.
Exactly, yeah. Sharing food was one of the first things humans did together that was different than other animals. Yeah. And it's one of the most intimate forms of communication. You hunt food, you cook it, you present it to people who didn't put in work for that food. That's a crazy intimate bond that's there. Yeah. I mean, it's like why cooking is such central to a lot of cultures at the end of the day. And I think this is great. Ugly Delicious, right?
Ugly Delicious.
4 episodes, 1 hour each.
Yep.
On the Netflix.
That's
amazing. Well, Julian, did you watch anything you didn't like this week, or is that it for us?
That is it for us.
Stay away from Black Summer.
And
Island.
But I have more, but we don't have time.
We don't have time because I went on about
God, he just loves Hillary Clinton. And
I love the documentary.
Hey,
was
both
good.
our
It was
choices
so
were
well
a
done.
documentary.
Talk about strong, powerful women who've made an impact on our society for generations to come.
I know, she's great. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us.
Make sure you subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe.
Click the notification button.
Yep. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and this YouTube channel, please.
And make sure you leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Tell you how other people find our podcast too. But until next time.
Later, people.
See you guys later. Hey guys, it's Jerry from Watch Again Podcast. Thanks for watching the show. We really appreciate
There's
it.
2 people on
Make
this
sure
podcast.
you check.
You got to look up there.
Bruh. Check
watch
out
more things
check
over
out what we
there.
have to subscribe.
You got to hit the bell.
And then
hit the bell.
Watch the other videos that we have as
Somewhere
well.
over there.
Dude, are you gonna keep you fucking
Smash the
just-
like button.
Okay, I'm good. I'm
Punch
done.
the screen.
I'm done.
What is the vernacular?
I'm good.
What do I tell them to do? Just subscribe, watch some stuff over there, hit the bell for the notifications. I mean, it's not that hard.